Alright folks, so this is take one of a video. It's not on yet. Okay, I'm going to need this slide in a minute. This is a video that I think I'm going to post on YouTube. It's going to be probably first video that I'm actually posting on YouTube. There's not going to be any special mixing or editing, cutting out things, you know, threading things together or whatever. It's just going to be straight up. I don't know what it's looking like right now. It's going to be straight up a video of something I think that y'all are going to find kind of interesting, not typical by any stretch. Just part of what's going on in my life right now. Boom, then you say that and you're just like, oh my God, what you talking about? What's going on in his life? Okay, so y'all know I got the purple car. Purple car could have its own video easily, its own YouTube channel easily. I mean, come on, with all the YouTube channels out there, a YouTube channel of the purple car and things that had happened with the purple car. But then, you know, that would involve putting cameras on it, different angles, doing all that video work that people seem to think YouTube people, you know, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe their YouTube channel's so big and they're making all this money. Believe me, they're doing some ridiculous amount of work. So anyway, I'm gonna try to stay on focus of this video about that. This is the first YouTube channel that YouTube video I'm gonna actually post with something that I think is kind of unique. Another project, 380, pretty laser. So my house, my little house, let's just get to the point. I'm having foundation work done. They have since put in a couple of piers here. There were already piers or pipes going down, or structures or things going down to the ground to stabilize it to the ground, the strong ground to hold up. You know, we've all heard of foundation work, and it's like, what's foundation? You know, your foundation isn't level. Of course, this is an old house, a 1975 Fox and Jacobs, basically, generically, cracker box, whatever they want to call it. Meaning all of these A-braces in the roof structure were preformed, and they brought them in, and then they just sandwich them and put them, you know, build the house with a lot of prefabbed parts. As opposed to that house over there, which is more of a custom house. That's a whole other story. Anyway, my little house. We get to the blunt reality of it. We're getting some foundation work done. That's why there's a big pile of dirt in my driveway where normally a boat would be parked, or a car, or what have you. What are those? We're having okay, so now I'm going to introduce you to a hole. That right there is a hole. These are concrete piers, about 12 inches high. You stack them. Let's just say you can level your foundation. Y'all have to take for granted right now when I say level the foundation, you're like, oh my God, what's he talking about? Trying to get everything nice and flat in your house. Of course, a little bit of deviation is expected on old houses like this, or anything for that matter. I mean, come on. You build something on dirt, you think it's gonna stay level forever? Well, I just happen to have problems in my house. I'm probably screwing myself right now because I'm showing you all this kind of stuff. Oh my God. This house is about to fall down and die. Oh, more cracks. Oh my God. You know, it's like, oh my God. Oh, what's that? What's in the corner? What's oh God, what's that? That's horrible. The worst thing in the world. You know. Hey, yeah. Guess what? This is my house. What I've been living with for a while. This is not uncommon. What is uncommon when it gets to a point to where, yeah, there's a motorcycle in the front room, whatever. Just because there's being work done on my house right now, there does become a point when this line of doors, this door, that third door, are way out of whack. Big crack, because it's all... Pulled up my carpet the other day, expecting to see big cracks in my floor. I didn't, but either way, there's something structurally going on down there that's causing everything to sag like this. Saggage. It's pulling down. Nobody's gonna want to buy my house now. It's a great house. I don't care. Y'all don't want to buy my house? It's your problem, because this house is badass. Except for the fact that we've got that gap there. That when you bring this up, that crack there, it's obviously going to raise that up to where it needs to be. So y'all are just like, what is he talking about? Foundation work. What are we talking about here? Okay, his house is fucked up. I don't want to buy it. I would never buy that house. Oh my God, I would never buy this house. Look. I would never buy it because I own it right now. That's why I'd never buy it. Look what's all going on here. So if somebody could get in and lift these places up in strategic points and level it and do some foundation work. Now that we've all heard, foundation work. My house needs foundation work. Then maybe my situation would be rectified. Keep in mind this house is a 1975. 50 years old. So, got to keep that in mind, of course. Well, this is a diagram of my house, and these are all the little measurements. This is the reference point with the machine that they use. And from here, Charlie Macklin measured to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. And all these little points, and got all these little, in reference to that point there, where the saggages are, how much it's sagging. Oh. This side of my house by my bedroom, which is over there, out the door in that way, is 2.2. Well, where we're in the kitchen, going out into my garage, you can see on the sides there, it's like 7, but now here's 1. Anyway, we've identified that low spot that's running right there, which is this low spot here. Walking through here, which causes that door not to be able to shut because it starts to contact there. The other doors with the hinges on this side, like this door here, now you see that misalignment in the form of that door going into the garage. Oh my God, I might as well be living in a tent. And then my poor garage floor, which y'all know I love my garage floor, cracks, significant crackage all in there. I just want to let y'all know, what's this covering up? Yeah, a hole. I had a jackhammer over here. What's down in there? A hole. So now, you know what we're going to actually do right now? This is got my light on right here. We are getting ready to go and observe what is going on underneath my foundation and where the grade, what's called grade beams are. Been hearing a lot of talk about this the last few days, but y'all are now joining me. And actually, of course, all the construction guys are all gone. So now I'm just hanging out here, getting ready to go into a hole. I wish I probably should have worn some pants. Let's just see what the hell they're doing here. This particular hole. That's what's called a grade beam. That's the bottom, where my hands are, of the slab. But then the grade beam, ooh, and it is stuffy down here like Charlie was saying earlier, because Charlie got under here. That's a grade beam. And you'll notice they have cleaned it out, put this pier in place, and they will put a jack. They'll put another pier on there, and then they'll put their jacking device, which is this hydraulic thing that just like, it's remote. It's got a line that comes out to a unit that looks about like that. That'll sit on there, and they'll probably put another pier on here. These are 12 inches. They'll put another pier on, put that thing on there, jack it up. Somehow, I don't know, after they get it to a certain point, how they sustain it to remove the jack out and actually put the final pier in. You know, you would think they would almost need like a hand jack. I don't know that. I guess I'll ask that question tomorrow, because this is the first time I've been in a fucking stuffy ass tunnel. This is all underneath my house. Let me show you. I'm gonna come back out. This is one of many holes built or dug. I mean, if you've ever, this is the kind of stuff they're talking about when they say you're getting foundation work done. I mean, people, come on. The reality of it is, I mean, this is what you have to do. If you have a concrete foundation that is getting fixed, this is a level of invasive things that have to happen. One company quoted me, I won't name them, but quoted me like all these quotes to come in here and just cut holes all throughout my house. Like, oh, okay, it needs to be lifted right here. Let's cut a hole here and then put a pier under there and lift it up. Okay, got to do another one 6 feet away. And then, you know, another one ideally 6 feet away. And then another one 6 feet here, you know, to create this whole lifting effect of this part of the house. Mind-boggling is what this is. But the reality of it is, if you look up foundation companies online, you'll see a jillion of them, and there's a jillion foundation repairs being done. So with that being said, let's go over to the side of my house. See what's up. Look at that. Aren't y'all jealous? I bet my pile of dirt's bigger than yours. Okay, there's a bunch of shit there. So let's see. Let's go. Let's take the opportunity to go. There's another hole there. Uh-oh. There's old Charlie walking his dogs. Yeah. I'm not going to get in a conversation with him right now because we're busy. There's my soaker hose. There's my soaker hose with the control line. My guy was asking me, like, what do you think that is? And then after a while I was like, well, if it's right next to the soaker hose, it must be the control line for the whole sprinkler system, which goes into that conduit right there. which happens to go into, on the other side of this wall, is the controls for the sprinkler system. Okay, tunnel number 2 that we're gonna go check out. Look, we got some shovels and some shoes. Tell me this isn't one of the most insane, and I'm getting ready to use the F word. Oh, I need to turn my flash on. Hold on, get rid of my, yeah, I don't need this flash on my head anymore. Okay, I just crawled in this tunnel from the outside of my house. If they're ever talking about tunneling, see all this black plastic? That's what they laid down when they were pouring the concrete slab in the very beginning of the life of this house. But right now, there literally is a tunnel that I am walking through. And the distance between me right here and that pier right there, I'm gonna say is an easy 12 feet. 12 feet and 3 feet wide. How insane is this? So when they're talking about doing tunneling under your house for foundation work, this is what they're doing. They've got a person digging out all of this insanity, and they identified the grade beams of the house, like where they both join right there, which is going to be a good place to put these piers. But I mean, obviously this is not an exact science, but this is the reality of what's going on when you have foundation work on a slab foundation on an old house like I have here in Richardson, Texas. And just imagine all of the work it's taken to get all this dirt out to create this tunnel. And then some people are going to be like, I can't believe you're having concrete piers put in. You're not putting in the poles, and you're not putting in the whatever that Nolan Ryan endorses, cable lock, and blah, blah, blah. You know what? That's not the point of this video. I'm not going to get into that argument. Believe I've done a lot of thinking about how I want to go forward with this. I just happened to found a guy that sold me on his whole philosophy of foundation repair. And it made sense. And the only thing that made sense was that until you actually get under here and dig, you don't know what's going on underneath your house. I don't care what anybody says, Mr. Nolan Ryan or Mike Rowe with Groundworks, or Nolan Ryan with whatever. You just don't know. There's just no way to know. And look here, what's that? That's my copper supply line. It's like, when I get foundation work, are they going to fuck up my my water pipes? Well, this is the water pipe you're talking about. And then there's the whole subject of, okay, I'm going to start to inch my way back out of this place on my butt. Keep in mind, I'm underneath my house, like 13 feet in. Yeah, all the piping. Oh, look at this lovely bit of engineering right here, coming out from underneath this, like the copper. Yeah, look at this shit. Then the subject is, well, how did it get all that dirt back in? Well, guess what? There's just no way. No way. So you have to accept what's going on underneath your house. They're basically lifting this house in pressure points, no different than if it was a pier and beam house and somebody was crawling under there and was like, okay, this beam right here is low, 3 or 4 inches. Put a jack it up, put a couple 2x4s, now it's level. I mean, this is what they're doing, but they're doing it with concrete. And the process to dig out of this fucking thing, if I can get out of this fucking hole, hold on a minute, without hurting myself, if I wasn't hanging on to this stupid phone. If Back to civilization, bro. Now I'm wondering what's going on down that hole. You know what I'm saying? Look, there's a little step right here. No. How convenient is that they dug a little step as part of their extraction process? Well, I don't blame them, because I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but the Hispanic dudes working on this are definitely not as tall as me, so they definitely need a step to get out of there. Of course, that step right there is from some original pier work that was done back in the late 1900s, like 1992. This house already had piers put in all around the whole thing. Man, let me get out of here. Jesus Christ, where have I been? I've just been through foundation hell. Yeah. This is my nice little house. See? Some of my nice little flowers. Whole story behind this. See, there was foundation work down here. You can see it right there. So back in the 1900s, somebody dug a hole right there, stuck a big old concrete pile there. I bet they didn't have to dig one until the end of here, so there's probably one there. There's probably already an existing one there on the corner. So now we're just having to add a couple just to get her all lined up where the doors line up, and then I can spend some money on my kitchen and get some new sliding doors once everything's all level on your XY and your Z and your A and your B, C, D axis, and then the XYZ element OP axis. All the axes, as long as all the axes are pretty good, I'll probably spend a little more money on this old girl. You know, it's not like I got that long. Foundation Nation 101. See y'all.